Okay, how about... All right, okay, let's see, maybe that was it. Hello, hello, 1 2 1 2. With what I'm doing or what I'm saying, please let me know through the chat in YouTube. So this is live and it is online. Anything can and will happen. Um, as you can see, it took me a while to get this properly troubleshooted. I thought I had everything going, but it turns out I didn't really have everything going. So, lost the sound again. Built-in microphone. Hello, 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 hello. Let's see. Let's minus that. Okay. So Jeff's reporting that the sound is lost. I don't know if that's true or not. So we're gonna have to see. I have sound here. Okay, thanks, Jeff. All right. So let's go back here. So if there's any technical difficulties, please use the chat, and I will respond as quickly as possible. Over the course of this session, we're going to cover certain things. We're going to record how to set up your audio, how to record and re-record, and how to export your presentation to video. So now let's go ahead and begin. If possible, whenever doing a recording of your PowerPoint presentation, try to use an external microphone. It could be a headset, it could be a standalone microphone, such as one like this. But you would try not to use the laptop microphone, and I'll tell you why. As you record and you want to advance the slide, it will pick up the little taps on your keyboard. So as you go through, you hit the next button, it will pick that up. And plus, sound tends to be not so great with built-in microphones. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not. It's all a matter of personal preference, but to get the best quality, use an external microphone. So when you set up your presentation to record, make sure you got your microphone set up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go here to the lower right-hand corner of my screen, and there's something called, in this case it says headphones, but this is the audio speaker icon. When I click on it, I can adjust the volume of what I hear, and that's perfectly okay. But that's not what we want at this point. What we want is the ability to check to see if our microphone's working. To do that, I right-click on this icon, and then I go to Recording Devices. And right now, I do have a microphone set up here. If you had a USB mic, you would look for the USB microphone or something similar. If you have a different microphone, you would see it on this list. And see, as I'm talking, the green bar is moving up and down. That's good. That's what we want. But I'm going to go in and check to make sure that it's picking up the right level for me. So I'm going to highlight this with one click. Then I'm going to go down here and click Properties. What I want to go to next is a place called Levels. And I want to make sure that the microphone level itself is about 80 to 100. That's how loud it's going to be whenever I do the recording. 90 is a good mix. That's okay. You know, anywhere between 80 and 100 is good. And now as I talk, you see that green bar jump higher? That's really good. And that's what we want. We want the green bar to kind of hang out in the middle as you talk normally and not get overexcited when you get excited yourself. If I talk louder, then the green bar goes all the way to the top, and that's not what we want. You want to talk in a normal, calm voice. That way it just sounds better. So once you changed out the audio levels, that's a little high. I'm going to go back to the levels here, and then I'm going to go down to 80. Because I like that green bar to hang out in the center, but not go all the way to the top as I talk. Then I'm going to click OK. And that's the first thing that you got to do before you even start recording. Once you're ready to record, there are a couple things that I like to tell you. When you record, you want to make sure your presentation is in final draft or 90% there. It's possible to edit your presentation after recording, but you want to make sure that your presentation is in its final form before you hit the record button. You'll save yourself a lot of headaches down the line. Not to say it's impossible to edit and re-record, but just keep things simple. Make sure that your presentation is in its final form. So with this, so I got my presentation up. And this presentation I like, it's in my final form. So where I'm going to go to next is I'm going to go up here to this tab called Slideshow. Then I'm going to go down to Record Slideshow. This is a tricky button. It has two areas. It has a button and it has a drop-down menu. Whenever you're recording, always select the drop-down menu, and I'll tell you why. Because you get the option to record from beginning, which is helpful when you're starting, or record from current slide, which will help you when you're re-recording a slide or re-recording a portion of the presentation. When I hit record from beginning, it's going to give me a message. What do I want to record? It's going to record the slide timings and narrations. That's what we want. So I'm going to go ahead and click start recording, and you're going to see what happens. So hello, my name is Alan. Go ahead and give your introduction here. To advance the slide, advance how you normally would. Now what happens in a recording? Well, as you record, take a look at the upper left-hand corner of the screen. You'll see a timer. The red arrow is pointing to how long you are spending on the slide. The blue arrow is pointing to how long you're spending on this presentation. Right now I'm about 30 seconds in the presentation, and I'm about 20 seconds into the slide. It just keeps going and going. I like to advance the slide by hitting the space bar. You can mouse click, you can tap the right arrow button, it doesn't matter. So what does a recording capture? It captures everything. It captures pen. If you do an annotation, it captures your voice. If you use animations, transitions, it will capture all that. And to make yourself sound a little better, you don't want to drink coffee as you do this. Don't have any soda. Don't chew any gum. You should only have water and a microphone as you give your presentation, as you do your voiceover, and that's how you can sound better pretty instantly. Another thing that you can do is smile when you talk. That will help brighten up your voice and yeah, make you sound better. But if you do drink coffee, if you do drink soda, if you do chew gum, you might get a lot of, or your voice will sound very moist. You know, like you got a lot of juice to your words. Not juicy words, but a lot of like saliva. And now, what does the slide say? It says re-record this. Okay. Now, when you get to a point where you want to stop, go ahead and hit the escape key. And that will take you out of your slide. We'll get back to that last slide in a moment. You may notice certain things change about your slide. You may notice that on the left side of your slides, there's a little animation marker. And on your slides, there's a little speaker icon. To see the changes more dramatically, I like to go to slide sorter view. So I can see a little bit more how these changes affected the slide. I got a change here. It tells me that I was on this slide for 9 seconds, I was on this slide for 38 seconds, I was on this slide for 22 seconds. But how does that sound when I play this back? Whoops, let me put that back. There. So what we're going to do next, I am going to go in and I'm going to play this back for a little while. We're not going to play back through the entire presentation, but we're going to play this back and see what it captured. So you're going to hear me go mute for a while, but you should be able to hear the audio from the presentation, and you should be able to see the presentation automate itself. So hello, my name is Alan. You know, go ahead and give your introduction here. To advance the slide, advance how you recording. Well, as you record, take a look at the you'll see a timer. The arrow pointing to the red arrow on the slide. The blue arrow is pointing to how long you're spending on this presentation. That's really cool. You can do a recording of your presentation and then you can have it play back and all your audio will transfer. You add transitions, that transfers over. If you have animations, movies, audio files, that all transfers over. It's really awesome. It's a really awesome tool. And it does capture everything on the screen. And just like an audio recording, whatever you say, it does capture that. But what if there's a slide or a section of slides that you recorded that you're not too happy with, or maybe you coughed, or you have a lot of ahs? That's where re-recording would come into play. I'm going to go back into change this view to normal view. Now this last slide I flubbed up. You heard me flub this up. I'm a big fan of Christopher Walken. I'm a big fan of Sir Patrick Stewart. So if you can imagine him saying re-record this, that would be pretty awesome. I'm bad at imitation, so I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to put you through that. But I am going to re-record this slide. To do that, I select the slide in question that I want to re-record. Then I make sure I'm in the Slideshow tab. Then I go down to Record Slideshow. Then I'm going to select Record from Current Slideshow, or Start Recording from Current Slide. Excuse me. And it's going to ask me the same questions as it did before. Am I going to record the animations, the narrations, both of them are okay. So I'm going to go ahead and click Start Recording, and then I'm going to re-record the slide. It is very easy to re-record a slide. All you got to do is highlight the slide and then go to Slideshow, record Slideshow, and then record from current slide. When you do that, it will re-record that one slide. To exit out of your recording, hit the Escape key. If you need to record a series of slides, go ahead and keep going until you're ready to stop. And then once you're at your final slide, hit the Escape key, and that will stop the recording process. I hit the Escape key, and it took me back here. Now, when I flubbed up, it sounded like I was kind of flustered as to, it sounded like I was flustered when I came to the slide. So let's hear the slide back, and let's hear what got recorded. Record a slide. All you got to do is highlight the slide and then go to Slideshow, record Slideshow, and then record from. We're not going to listen to the entire thing, but you heard that it did re-record that one section. The timing of the slide got changed as well. Before it was just a short 30-second slide, now it's 40 seconds long. And that's about it for recording a slideshow. Key things, make sure that you're using an external microphone if possible. Sometimes you don't have access to it. That's totally understandable. Make sure that your presentation is in its final form. You can go back and do some edits. You can go back and re-record the slide or do your entire presentation. But if you start doing some major edits to your slides, to your presentation, it could throw everything off. So that's why you want to make sure that your presentation is in final form before you start recording. As you record, deliver the presentation as if you were delivering it in front of an audience. Go through the motions of delivering the presentation. And when you're done, hit the Escape key. And it is possible to re-record a slide or a series of slides. It's possible to record or re-record a slide or series of slides after you get done. Next thing we're going to cover is how to export this out to video. So with a video, it's very easy to do. All the animations will come through, all the narrations will come through, all the transitions, everything that you've recorded will come through in a video. You can also send out this PowerPoint presentation to someone and all that information will travel over. And sometimes you want to create a presentation, you want to share it as a video, put it up on YouTube so it could be widely shared. Maybe put it up on Facebook or other place. To turn this into a video, I'm going to go to File, go to Export, and I got a list of options. One of the options is called Create a Video. When I click that, it gives me several options. How big I want my presentation, how big I want my video to be. If I want to use the recorded timings and narrations, in this case, yes. You don't have to worry about seconds spent on each slide. That's if you wanted to export a presentation that wasn't voiceover or didn't have any animations. You just wanted to put up the presentation online. It would hold each slide up for 5 seconds or however long that you want, and it will continue on to the next slide. Because we are using recorded timings and narrations, we don't have to worry about this number. I'm going to click Create Video. And it looks like nothing's happening. Whoops, got ahead of myself. I'm going to save this to the desktop. I'm recording your presentation, that's fine. It saves it as an MP4 format video. Universal format. It plays across many devices. It can be uploaded to many video sharing services. Very, very popular format. That's a good name for that. I'm going to click Save. And depending on how long your presentation is, this may take a couple seconds. This may take a couple minutes. It may take a couple hours. You might want to go get a cup of coffee, check your email, let it do its thing. If you want to know how far along your video is being, I can't speak today. If you want to know how long you have to wait for your video to get done, take a look at the bottom center of your screen. It tells you it's creating a video, and it gives you a little timer gauge. So it's going to take a little while. We'll check back up on it in a moment. And that's how you export out to video. It's a very easy process. I do have a quick reference guide that has all the instructions written out. So I'll be emailing that to the participants of this webinar. And if you have any questions, please let me know. There's a little bit delay from when I'm talking to when you see this on YouTube. The delay is about 30 seconds. So if you have any questions, go ahead and type them out in the chat. And I'll be here on standby waiting for your questions to come through. Yeah, 30 seconds is a long time to wait. It looks like we have a 3-minute video. I'm going to go back to that while people are submitting questions. Looks like I have about a 3-4 minute video, judging by these little time markers here. So it's going to take about double time, so about 8 minutes it should be done. Just giving it a guess. Okay, Jeff has a question. Can you use a laser pointer in PowerPoint? Yes, you can. So I'm going to go ahead and demo that. Any more questions, please keep them coming. I'm going to re-record this slide to show you the laser pointer. I got the slide highlighted. I'm going to go up to Record Slideshow. Start recording from current slide. Yes, I want all that. That's fine. And then I could use a laser pointer. I could use the highlight tool. Those tools are accessible when I move the mouse. And take a look at the lower left-hand corner of my screen. These little buttons pop up. I'm going to click the little 3-dot button. Screen, arrow options. Oops. This one, I'm sorry. I'm going to click the pen tool. I have a laser pointer here. And that mimics the laser pointer. I also have a pen and highlighter. So if I want to highlight something on my slide, I can. If I want to annotate my slide, I can. And these should be saved as I record. I'm going to hit the escape key to get out of here. And I'm going to play this back. Give me 1 second. I will play this back in a moment. I'm going to play it back without any audio, just so you can see the laser pointer, the pen, and the highlighter tool. So the thing's being played back. And in a moment, we should see the laser pointer. And following that, we should see the pen and highlighter tools. Because I did tell it to record that. There we go. Took a little while for it to show up, but yeah, it did capture that. It did, and as we wait for it to continue, it will capture the other tools like the highlighter tool, and it will capture the pen tool. I'm going to go ahead and hit the escape button to get out of here. Jeff has another question. What happens when you export the PowerPoint to a PDF? Well, let's check it out. You can export as a PDF. Why not? Let's save that. Let's save the presentation to the desktop. What will happen is it should save it, save the slides. It should save the slides as they are. But it would not transfer over to audio. It would just save basically a handout of your slides. If you wanted to do something more, maybe you were at a conference and you saw someone had printouts of a presentation and it looked different, like you could write notes on them and stuff. That's where you can go to print. And then change the different options. Right now, it's going to print out the entire slide. But if I do a notes page, if I had presenter notes, they would appear here. If I wanted someone to have a copy of my presentation, but if I wanted them to write notes as I went along, the 3 slides handout is perfect for that. Under printer, here at the school we have Adobe PDF installed. You can save it there. But there's also this XP document writer that you can save it to that will save it in a PDF-like format. I'm not going to print this out because that will take a little while. All right. So, are there any other questions? All right, let me go ahead and come back here. There. So to answer the PDF question, if you export it as a PDF, it just saves a picture of the slides. But if you go to print, you can have more options and more control over what the final product looks like. You can have a picture of your slides. You can, if you use presenter notes, you can have a handout with the slide and your presenter notes there. Or if you use, or if you want to create a handout so that people have your slides and have a space to write notes, you can do that too. Right. Got no more questions. And I think that's about time. Thank you for joining us. I will be emailing Mary and Jeff instructions. I don't know who the third person is. I have one person sign up for this session, but we got 3 viewers, which is awesome. I plan on doing more of these webinars, and I promise there will be less technical difficulties in the future webinars. Until then, my email address is a.notachu@madisoncollege.edu, or you can call me at extension 6050 from any Madison College phone. I want to wish you a good day and take care.